Hi, everyone. All right, we are going to continue on with lesson 7 in Ready Reading, recounting or retelling stories. Today, we are going to read another folk tale from another part of the world. The folk tale is entitled How the Bat Got Wings, a Cherokee Nation Tale. The Cherokee Nation is a group of Native Americans that has its own government. Today, there are over 300,000 Cherokee people in the Cherokee Nation. So, as I'm reading this folk tale, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to think about details that will help you recount or retell the story. And as you are listening and following along with the story, I'd like you to underline the most important ones. All right, friends, so starting with paragraph 1, here we go. A long time ago, the bat was a tiny mammal. It had no wings. One day, the mammals and birds decided to play a game. The birds played on one team, and the mammals played on the other team. The bat wanted to play with the mammals, but the mammals laughed at her size. You are too small, they said. So the bat asked to play with the birds. The birds said, You don't have wings, but we can make you some out of a drum. The birds stretched the skin of a drum into wings. The birds put the wings on the bat and said, Flap your wings. The bat jumped off a tree and flapped her wings, but she didn't fly in a straight line like the birds. Instead, she flew every which way in a crazy zigzag pattern. The birds let the bat play on their team. Just as she had done before, the bat flew in a crazy zigzag pattern. The mammals on the other team would not catch the bat. The bat scored the winning points for the birds. When the game was over, the mammal said, Who is that superstar on your team? The bird said, It is the bat. We gave her wings. The mammals did not know what to say. After all, they had refused to let the tiny bat play on their team. The mammals had learned their lesson. From that day on, they let any animal of any size play on their team. All right, let us take a look at page 111. There are two questions here up by the green think. It says number 1, number the items to show the order of some events in the story. Again, we are talking about sequencing and ordering here. And number 2, why do the birds win the game? And you select from A to D. And then on page 113, you are going to have the opportunity for a short response using this prompt. In your own words, recount what happens when the bat plays the game with the birds. Be sure to include the most important details from the story. So please remember when I began reading the story, you were asked to underline those details. So, again, friends, here it is very important that you use order, the sequence of those events. It is very important. All right, there is a hint here that says to review the game in paragraphs 5 to 8. So please emphasize these 3 paragraphs. All right, let us come back together and I'll take any last minute questions that you have before we break out into our groups.